Umpire Dave Roberts holds the ball aloft, and we'll get underway here in this second quarter, 2019 Grand Final. It's the Tigers versus the Roos. Shandon Stewart will go at battle once again. Getting in there was Davies and getting some good hands out to Kirby. Kirby throws it on the boot and goes high and long, going, well, not quite inside 50, but what a clever mark by Matt Farrick. Has come into this side in the Grand Final, the 100-plus gamer, using all his experience there. Chips inside 50, looking for Simons. Ball bounces off his chest. Great tackling there again, early days by Boulder, and they reap the reward through Russell, who caught Butterfield holding the ball. So defensively, with Russell going up looking for Dempster, I think it is, on that outer side. So Dempster, who was so good in the preliminary final, ball in hand. Just the pole's in the way, Glennie. It's always in the way.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
But comes inside to the centre, and a good mark to Benny James. He looks like he's got the glint in the eye this afternoon as well. Finds himself in all sorts of trouble, and hand passed it, stolen by Clark. Clark onto Mitch Shepherd. He had Josh Harper all on his own, but overcooked the kick. Can Harper get there? But the ball teasingly just beats him over the boundary line. A monumental mistake there by James.
Yeah, it was, and it was a turnover, but I'm going to put that down to a smart kick rather than an error there from Mitch Shepherd. I think he actually wanted us to kick to space there because there wasn't a lot up in the hot spot at the top of the square.
So boundary throw in. Simons goes up. Coming down was Clark. He's trying to get himself into the game, but picked up by Shan. Good Shepherd by Coleman, and it's the star Hughes coming up here to centre wing. Smiley went up, the ball spilt, and it's hit the deck, and buys are going in. Hammer and tongs, as you'd expect in a grand final. Benny James is coming from the field and replaced by young Jordan Hooks. Played a lot of footy together, those two. Centre wing, umpire Roberts throws the ball up. Clever by Stewart. Davies was out the back, but coming through was Hughes. He hasn't got the ball. Play on, says the umpire. It's with Hooks, who just come on the ground. He goes up looking for his teammate there in Dempster.
I'd suggest Logan Hughes may have just copped a knee to the quaddy area or to the groin as he came down there from Louis Davis.
Okay, he'll be right. He's tough. He'll try and run it off. You keep an eye on that. Short throw in. It's with Grover. Just put it on your boot, son. He does. Scrubs it inside 50, which is a call of the day here. Coming through is a couple of Tigers. They had the numbers there. Rundle just throws it on the boot. Screws it from 45.
Hit the post.
Hit the post. Must have just bounced and took that right turn from the post. It was exciting. I was about to get up to the threshold of pain, but unfortunately for the Boulder Tigers, it just skewed off the post. So Rundle trying to get amongst it here this afternoon. Seized on the ball, took the opportunity, took responsibility for himself, and just missed by a whisker.
Well, it's one straight kick the difference. 3-2 plays 2-2 in favour of the Roos as the ball comes in and was overcooked, and the kick from the outer side of the ground. Bit of composure for us, which is what the coach of the Tigers, Aaron Sweet, was after. We've travelled nearly 3 minutes in this quarter, the second quarter here on Triple M, thanks to Boulder News and Lotto. Ball pops up from a Hams kick and finds Kirby. Kirby goes to the outer wing, receiving that on the far side. The Roos and Bartel, there he goes. Bartel down the wing, 2-on-2 contest. Ooh. Big man fly, big man goes to ground, and he'll earn himself a free kick. That to be Dempster, is it?
No.
No, Tommy Tedge. Tommy Tedge with a zinc.
With a zinc cream. Easy to spot him this afternoon. Good on you, Tommy. Thanks for plocking that on your nose so we can spot you out in the crowd. Ball comes in from Tedge, but gets wrapped up on the centre half back line there for the Roos. And they look to go through the middle of the ground. It's now through the guts with Davis. Finds Bartel. Couple of running machines there. Looks out wide and Cullen's on. He puts it on the side of the boot. Goes inside 50. Mark for Shepherd. Couldn't quite take it. He's got a big opponent over there as well. Gets around him. Ball spills free with McDonald. Shepherd. Well, lining up in numbers now and moving the ball forward. The Roos, big kick from the boot of Bartel towards a pack. Big man flying in there. Clark pops out of it. Boyd goes for a shot on goal. It's Clark. Oh, what a clever kick. A contender for a Hahn Electrical goal of the day. In this second quarter for the Roos, fourth. It's 4-2-26, plays 2-2-14 on the Worthy Parts scoreboard, travelled 4 minutes.
Dylan Clark, bread and butter, Campbell Camp's player of the day. I love the fact that Josh Harper just come in and crashed the pack. Ball spilt into the hands of Clark, left foot, round over his right shoulder, through for a sausage roll. So a mini break here. This is probably the biggest margin we've had, Simo, I think, 4-2.
Yeah, most
playing 2-2, so 2 goals is the margin. 4.5 minutes into this second quarter, thanks to Boulder News and Lotto. And the Worthy Parts scoreboard is reading quite nicely for the Roos, though the Boulder Tigers are certainly neck deep into this contest. Don't worry about the 12-point margin as we speak. So Shandon Stewart once again, and Stewart just politely gets it down to Louis Davies, but coming through is Muller. He gets the support from Hughes. He's good enough to get round one, get round two. It's an opportunity now for a tackle. Could have been a push in the back. Haynes to Coleman. What can Coleman do? Gives it to Haynes. He could cross 50 and have a ping here with the lowest of kicks. Hodge, they're lining up here, the Tigers. It's with Rundle. Doesn't get quite purchased this time like he did last. Bounces over the pack. It's now with Higgins in the last line of defence. He throws it on the boot, looking out there with a big spoil was Lou. Great work across that backside there of Sir Richard Moore, and Allen it was who copped that spoil from Lou, and he's getting very much reminded of it as he shakes his head now. Boundary throw in. The little gazebo's up there on the outer side of Sir Richard Moore. It's a pretty as a picture here this afternoon. The headquarters of footy here in the Goldfields. Ball comes down. It's now with Clark. He's certainly lifted his rating. He squeezes on that left foot looking for Hams, as you do. Hams now back to Davies. Davies to Hams. Hams now to Higgins. Working it out beautifully are the Roos. They now chip it across to Bartel. Superbly done. Kalgoorlie City Footy Club from defence. It's now with Bartel looking inside and finds Davies once again. The Pigeons go a scattering. Now it's with Davies with a one-on-one. Russell and Simons. The strengths of Simons just disposes of the captain, but play on, says the umpire. Gets a nice 20-metre hand pass to Bartel. Bartel back to Clark. He tried to take on the tacklers, but good enough to get a kick, and it's now with Tommy Tej from centre half back. He's got a loose player out there, but he popped it up, and Stewart was approaching, so there's some nervous moments for the Boulder man out there, but it's with Muller right in the guts of Sir Richard Moore. Going inside, coming through is Francisco. Takes the chest mark. Should go back. I reckon he could get the distance here. He'll be about 45 as the man on the mark will be, so probably have to kick it from 50, but go back and have a shot. Get the big men back in the square. Boulder City Footy Club, you might take a mark. It's with Francisco. He will cross on his left foot. He just popped it up. He's actually got some reasonable helicopter purchase. Going up uncontested was Dempster. Takes the mark. I think Hodge actually called him out there right at the last moment. Just slow it down, son. Take your time. He looked like he was going to do the screw around the corner. He's on a slight angle here, Simo, about 7 metres out. 45-degree angle. He just has that aim basically for the G on the sign behind that says GFL Finals now on. Are they on for the Tigers? He comes through and slams it through. Tigers back in town, folks. 3-2. Playing 4-2 as the scoreboard gives it a flash. Some fire. It's hot in the city here tonight. That's Sir Richard Moore. Billy Idol once sung it, but here we are. 6 points the difference. The Roos in front. Early days, second quarter, thanks to Boulder News and Lotto. Thoughts, Brendan Simpson, Dr. Simpson?
Yeah, obviously some sensational rebound from the Boulder City Football Club there. I think they held composure. I like the way that they held it up and waited for some numbers to get back deep. They obviously thought that kick was probably going to fall a little bit short, and we needed to see Hodge and the likes get back to the square.
They were smart. They got back quick.
Most certainly have. So some very smart football. I like the conversation that Boulder City have got going on at the moment. I think they're really sticking to some structures, and I'm enjoying where they're going with this.
We're back in the middle of Sir Richard Moore, where we played 7 minutes and 47 seconds so far in this quarter. Kangas and Boulder in the grand final. It does. I tell you what, it's that hot out there. It's unreal. No one really wins the ruck knock. Ooh, going through there is Hughes. Coming out now with the ball is Big Head Hagrid Stewart. He gets the hand pass across now. But all wrapped up over there, and after that kick was Sam Rundle. He finds Muller. Muller's got some runners, and he does. Coleman, he's a big man, Coleman. He puts it onto his boot. Goes towards the 50. Nothing quite doing. There's Roos coming here, and they're spreading in numbers as well to this side. It's with Bradbury. His kick was right to the middle of Sir Richard Moore. They're all wrapped up in there is the action. Almost on the centre dot, and we'll get a ball up after the kick couldn't quite make the distance.
That's an epic tackle from one of the biggest men in the league. That is huge.
Now the ball goes back up also in the middle of Sir Richard Moore. It's with Bradbury. Ball goes as high as the light towers here at Sir Richard Moore. Comes back down. Big hospital one. Ball spills free. Hughes cooked it. Now spinning things out now is the work of the Roos, and it's with Ryan McDonald after he received it from Jack Varian. McDonald shot on goal to the hospital, and McDonald was touched on the line. Umpire Graham Davis is there. He says no, it wasn't. Takes it back to a 12-point lead now for the Roos. Travelled 9 minutes in this second quarter for Boulder News and Lotto. A quick reply there for the Roos.
Such a good and classy finisher as Ryan McDonald. As he was running in, I just already had the pen out ready to strike it down. Leo McLean's a little bemused. I think he thought he did touch that on the line, but alas, it is a goal and a great answering one for the Roos. 5-2, 3-2.
Yeah, no, Graham Davis was right there. I think he had that well and truly covered. And, yeah, I'm with you, Liam McLean. But Ryan McDonald, I love the way he's got explosive pace and he finds a lot of space, but he loves to take his foot off the gas and then just deliver the footy, which is fantastic.
And always takes responsibility in that moment that I'm the guy who's going to kick the goal.
100%.
So McDonald managed to be the last goal scorer. Ball's back in the middle. It's Richard Moore. It's Sullivan who's in there. Ball comes out now. It's a big ball-deaded nut there of Butterfield who manages to get it inside 50. Coming on through now. Defenders working feverishly at the moment for the Tigers. Clark goes in there for the Roos. Gives away a free kick. It's going to work its way out now with the Tigers in defence.
I thought you're calling him a butternut pumpkin there.
Yeah, I thought there was a butternut pumpkin coming out.
Yeah, it would have been great. I might use that a little later on. Damn it. Good work's probably been exalted now as the ball comes further on down the line. Now worked through by Corey Dempster right on the logo here at Sir Richard Moore. Little tap as he normally does it in the ruck is Stewart. He gets it to Bartel. Bartel's inside 50. Simons is front and centre. No, ball spills free now. Harper. Martelli it is. Martelli shot on goal. And he's got it home. That's a three-goal lead now to the Roos. 6-3, plays 3-2 in this second quarter.
I could be completely wrong here, but I think Martelli might have only been on the ground a very, very short space of time. We'll put it this way, I haven't noticed him. But if he's just got on there and read the ball off hands and slams into an open goal, what a way to welcome yourself to the 2019 Grand Final.
Yeah, I'm going to say 100% clearly that was just impact. He's only been out here for a short space of time. Great areas, good positioning, smart footy. But that goal was completely set up by Alex Stewart's tap work right here in front of us. That was exceptional down to Reece Bartel. He could have tried to take possession, probably would have got tackled, and would have had another stoppage and would have been having to go and bash and crash again. Instead, he tapped it out, went the unselfish play, fed it to Reece Bartel. He got to get going, gained 10, 15 metres by leg, and then push it inside 50.
Having a huge output this afternoon, as we expected, Alex Stewart, and Shan just can't get over the top of him at the moment. He's plonking that backside, turns around, and it's hard. And look at the Boulder Tigers already in the centre there.
We've got someone down.
Are on their haunches. So just
might be some wasps or some bees that are there. That's what it is. Well, this is rather interesting and exciting. We've got heat, we've got bees, we've got someone who wants to run through there and try and clear the bees out. Well, this is all systems happening here this afternoon. 6-2 plays 3-2. It's 38-20.
Big Alex Stewart doesn't care. He's standing up. He's standing upright. You want to take me on, bees? Do your best.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll probably do a bit of a Pumba and Timone. He'll try and pluck one out and have a chomp.
Yeah, we've got everything else going on here at the moment as the swarm of bees or whatever it is. It could be wasps or...
Back from the wrestling days, the killer bees, they were hopeless, so I wouldn't be too worried about them.
Well, we should respect the bees because if we didn't have bees, we wouldn't have fruit and vegetables.
Or honey.
Yep, correct. Righto, so the game on, Scooter. Let's go.
Smuller out of the centre. It's picked up by Coleman. I don't know, comedy's really the strong point here this afternoon. It's with Martin inside 50. Packs on here. Ball is desperately trying to get out for the Tigers. And they're trying through the agency of Hodge. Ball's hit the deck. The umpire's just letting it go. Good umpiring there. Both teams very desperate in their endeavours to try and get the ball out. Good defence again by the Roos, not letting it out. Up they go again. Shand again, trying his best. He's just getting outweighted at the moment by Stewart. It's with Bradbury now. He breaks the line and breaks it well and gets good purchase on his kick. Coming up here looking for Martelli. Ball bounces to the agency of Sullivan. So Sullivan 50 metres out, looking inside for Shepherd. Up he goes. 1-2. Great work there by the defence there by McLean. He keeps the ball in, but Barley High with the umpire says, no, you're not tricking me on that occasion. And there'll be a boundary throw in just right on the point of the 50-metre arc.
He was a little bit sheepish there, Shepherd, wasn't he? Just couldn't quite see just exactly what to do with it. As the ball comes back in now, it's Simons who's got the ruck contest, but no, spilling out now. There goes Bevan. He's all wrapped up and thrown the ball. Free kick to the Roos.
Perfectly positioned.
40 metres out. So we're going to be right behind this kick here in the Rex Mitchell Grandstand field with all sorts of different colours this afternoon. There's blue and white, there's black and white, and there's also black and gold, the Savo. Having a shot on goal is Lewis Davis. As he is in game 13 this afternoon, has kicked 8 goals so far in 2019. Eyes are on Davies. It is shot on goal. Goes right, stays right, ball stays in, big fat pack forming over there, ball spills out now, still with the Roos and it's still in play, shot on goal. Get out of town.
That is huge.
And Mitch Shepherd has managed to do an absolute beauty, a contender for the High Electrical goal of the day from Shepherd. Oh boy.
It is the goal of the day. We've already had the mark of the day, we've already had the goal of the day. Okay, different side of the ground, different boot, but remember Luke Hodge in the 2015 Grand Final, Hawthorn versus West Coast, and he just put it on the banana on the left. Well, Mitch Shepherd's done exactly the same thing from the other side on the right, and it was a beautiful goal. 4-goal margin now, 24 points, 15 minutes gone in this second quarter.
I reckon Mitch Shepherd might have heard your comments about him being a bit sheepish around the boundary line here through umpire Davis's headpiece, I think, because he's just check-sided that straight off the paint, and he said, that one's for you, Glenn Wilson.
Oh, fantastic.
Saw him last night. I said, do something special. Okay, well, he did. He certainly did. Back in the centre, 24 points all of a sudden. Boulder really need the next one. That's an understatement. But Kirby gets that clearance through, going inside 50, and I think a free kick will be picked out here defensively to the Boulder Tigers. But the umpire, oh, what? No, the umpire has pointed the way of Kalgoorlie.
Oh, I think he's just saying, this is your line here. No, it's Kalgoorlie.
Yeah, it's a Kalgoorlie kick, but he never pointed for a long time.
What they're saying is that Kynan had hold of Martelli there.
So Martelli's been good these last couple of moments. Goes to Simons. He'll mark this. He was one-on-one. Nothing Russell can do. It was a good kick by Martelli. He's enjoying a great 5 or 6 minutes and had grandstand seats to the Shepherd goal there of a moment ago. So this is right in the booting alley here of Big Cam Simons for the left footer. Has the scoreboard right over his shoulder. 7-2 playing 3-2 thanks to Worthy Parts. This second quarter thanks to Boulder News and Lotto. In he comes, the leading goal kicker of 2019. Leans back on the kick. The moment that made connection, his left fist was in the air. Is this the game breaker? Is this the moment of the 2019 Grand Final set up by that freakish goal by Shepherd that's now allowed Simons to go back and kick his 59th on the season and open up a 30-point margin here at the 16-minute mark of the second quarter.
There's a bloke coming for a spell here, Scooter and Glenn, and I tell you what, he's had one hell of a second quarter. Nathan Bradbury, he has had it on a string, and I reckon he's broken this game open on his own back.
16 minutes played in this second quarter. Our coverage, thanks to Holman Cabinets. We've been interrupted by bees. We've had a couple of absolute snaggers, but the ball is back in the middle of Sir Richard Moore. The ruck tap was down now towards the advantage of the Tigers through Hughes. Onto it is Bartel. He gives it a little bit of a fist. Here's Baston. He gets one out now to Coleman. He's looking for some options. Oh, it was all wrapped up, and holding the ball was Coleman. And it's going to be Hams who wins possession in the long sleeves this afternoon. Hopefully they've got another number 33, because that one would be drenched in sweat right now on this very warm day here on the Goldfields.
Maybe it's superstition.
Kirby. Yeah, well, here's Kirby now. He's going out wide. They're moving it to the lengthways of the ground. Along that side. Laterally is the word we're after. There it is this afternoon as we move with Kirby now. He moves out now. Back laterally, the switch up of play. They're not exactly sure on where to trying to pop out numbers here are the Roos, but they do. On the dot of the logo is Allen. Gets it across to McDonald. It's got Martelli, who just goes a little clever tap to Sullivan. He crosses 50. Sullivan towards a pack, forming up. Coming through there was Simons. Couldn't quite do anything. Boulder defence under a heap of pressure at the moment. Ball spills out. Sullivan takes the mark as the ball comes out. And he ends up being the receivist of some work that he managed to do to get it inside 50, and now has an opportunity for a shot on goal. Does Sullivan. Not a goal kicker in 2019, but he has been part of this. He's now 12th game.
Under siege, the Boulder defence, and they're really making some elementary mistakes. So that ball was just thrown on the boot and kicked right in the hot spot, and Andre Sullivan said, thank you very much.
The lead at the moment is 30 points in this second quarter. 8-2 plays 3-2 in favour of the Kalgoorlie City Football Club. Andre Sullivan makes it 36 points the difference. 9-2, 56, 3-2, 20. Grand final day is heating up. The goals at that end of the ground are heating up. It's a warm one. I don't know what to say.
It's a warm one, but nothing warmer than the scoreboard, Simone. 9-2 playing 3-2, 36 points, and the interchange bench is like Grand Central Station for the Kalgoorlie City Footy Club at the moment. They seem to be just rotating. Everything just seems to be working in unison, and I dare say as dreamt by Colin Rule last night.
Yeah, look, they're ringing the changes, and you can afford to do that when you're 36 points up. But what we're seeing is Boulder slipping back into chasing the contest. They're chasing the contest, and so when overlap kicks like that come out, they're not there.
So they're about to get it again through the agency of Kirby. He's been very good this afternoon. He crosses back to centre-half back, but still had possession of the ball. Kicks it out towards Chad McDonald. He lost his feet, but had support. So they're in out that outer wing. Forrest picks it up to Rundle. So this is for the Tigers. He squeezes inside looking for Ryan and picks out his man. So Ryan plays on immediately. Out here looking for Baston. Oh! Now Harper has hit him and hit him very hard. And now I think it could be on.
Oh,
It could be on. There's going to be a
this
card
should be
here
a red
in
card.
50. It's a yellow card that's gone to Harper. And this will be a moment in the match. And Harper will just run off the field. Just checking the colour. And I think he's a bit relieved it's a yellow card. And young Baston, he will have a shot at goal. Will it extend to a 100-metre penalty or just a 50? And he plays on while the umpire was setting things up and crosses inside 50 and finds his teammate. So just sort of trying to catch the play there, Simo.
Yeah, all I can say was that was not very good at all. And if I was Josh, I'd be sitting down in that dugout and I'd be saying not much because that was disgusting.
So it is with Boulder. Just can't pick the player on that outer side. Might be Rundle, who's having a shot at goal. We'll pick him up in a moment. It is Rundle. He gets good connection and goes back and kicks a goal. Exactly what the Boulder doctor ordered. Some undiscipline there by the Roos, but they've still got a very, very handy lead here in this grand final. But just a sniff there for Rundle, who's been quite effective this afternoon. That's his first personal goal. He's 13th in the season and reduces that margin back to 30 points as we're about to cross into time on in this second quarter. Thanks to Boulder News and Lotto. We've exactly gone, Glennie, because I like to be precise on these things. 21 minutes.
Thank you, Scooter. Well, ball's just on its way back into the... Oh, it's already there, actually, to be honest. We're just waiting for the players to just stream back. It's a warm day, closing in on half-time. Entertainment at half-time from the Gold Rush cheer as we're back in the middle of Sir Richard Moore into time on at the moment. The big men go up. It's Agrid Stewart who wins the ruck knock, but going down on a bit of dirt at the moment. The Roos.
I like Davies' game too.
He's been good this afternoon. He was the one who was all wrapped up with that ball with hooks in there as well in the middle. There's been a big lot of changes as Baston, who'd almost lost his head just a couple of moments ago, he's found it and his kicking ability to get it towards the top of the 50 for him, for the attacking style. Here's Muller. He's in there as well. Ball comes out now, dodging around. Here comes Rundle. What can he do? Just kick one. Rundle gets it around his body. It's high, but it's not quite on the mark to cross for a goal and a minus score on the Worthy Park scoreboard. 4-3-27, it's the Tigers who trail Kalgoorlie 9-2-56. The Roos moving it out now, out of defence towards McDonald on the far side. Had the Sun to contend with, but he did all right there to manage to pick things up. Might be Davies, actually. Davies it is, who manages to go further down the wing. Ball chopped off there by Jukka Bevan. He elects to try and play on. Was wrapped up for holding the ball, and a free kick to the Roos. They'll be aware of how long's left. Of course, the scoreboard here at Sir Richard Moore has the time on it as well, as it's with the big man Bradbury. He's big. He goes to another big man. His kick was big. It was Simons, but working it out now. Hughes, who's been a little bit quiet in this quarter. Hughes manages to look up and finding it across into the middle of Sir Richard Moore Sports Arena with Corey Dempster. His kick goes down towards Ryan, coming over the back there. A spoiling mark there. Couldn't quite take things towards the top of the 50 now. The ball goes up. Big clash. Big clash, but a big mark as well to the Tigers just outside 50. So they're going to go and have a shot towards just outside 50 to try and grab some penetration. It's a big kick from Rundle, top of the square. Good mark taken by Hodge.
This is handy
on the last line of attack. It was a 36-point lead that the Roos had just a few moments ago.
Rundle's been huge.
Rundle's been massive. And sometimes it's interesting to see when you have incidents like we saw out here on the outer wing. It's interesting to see how teams respond, and I reckon the yellow jumpers are standing up here and saying, don't really like what just happened in front of us. Let's make sure we get a job done here.
Well, they've managed to narrow the score back. It's now at 9-2-56 plays 5-3-33. We've travelled some 23 minutes in this quarter.
Not tipping there'll be long left in this quarter. If how many goals have we had kicked? We've had 6. We had 9 goals kicked this quarter. 9-2 playing 5-3. So the margin was once 36 points. It's come back to a manageable 23 points. There's a bit on between Baston and Chad McDonald. The ball is in the centre. If they get another one here, Boulder, that really sends half-time interesting. But the ball isn't moving anywhere.
Very good balance here from Kalgoorlie City. They've got good size and shape. It's interesting they've moved Louis Davies up onto the midfield just to stabilise it going into half-time.
Yep, and big Alex Stewart takes a clean possession and he gets the ball back. He's a ball magnet, the big guy. Squeezes it on his left foot, comes out to Martelli with his opponent right on his collar. Well done there by Hamilton, and he runs away from Martelli. Hamilton down centre wing looking for Dempster. In front of him was Tim Miller. He then tackles. It's now with Hams, but a free kick has been picked out and the umpire says, I'll play advantage to Hams. Hams with a look away hand pass to Bradbury, who's been huge. Bradbury centre wing looking for Clark, but it's 2-on-1 here between Freeman and also to David Forrest. He squeezes on his right foot. Has he overkicked it? Going up was Baston, who's getting bashed left, right and centre at the moment. Could have been holding the ball. Play on. It's now with the Tigers. It's with Forrest again getting the hand pass from Hooks, but Forrest puts it out of bounds on the full. So 24.5 minutes, almost crossing into 25. The siren will be imminent any moment now. It's with Bradbury. Good sized body, good league footballer to have in a grand final. Centre wing right in front of his interchange box, goes inside 50, up goes Shepherd, ball's hit the deck. Here's an opportunity flight for the Roos, it'll be huge. Could have been holding the ball to Simons, and the big fella incorrectly disposed it, and he's not happy with it. Lets the umpire knows, but it was a free kick all day, every day.
Umpires in the best position as they have been all afternoon so far. Ball is a kick that goes far and wide to the opposite side of Sir Richard Moore, but almost towards the centre now, towards Muller. He couldn't quite take the mark. Ryan's running onto it for the Tigers.
Here we go.
Here comes Muller following up his work. Muller turns around. He's got some assistance in there from Lou. But Muller, his work gets to Hughes, who's all wrapped up with Hams. Oh, you don't see that very often.
What a tackle.
You don't see that often. Is it his long sleeves that have made a difference? No, it's his aggression, his determination for the footy. Ball comes out now laterally. Here comes now McDonald. His kick finds Bradbury. We've travelled some 26 minutes in this quarter. It's a long one. That's the kick too, as we keep running on now for the Roos towards that opportunity at goal. We're deep in this second quarter for Bolton News and Lotto. It's with Varian. His kick goes towards a centering option. No mark taken there. Ball spills free. Umpire says blocking out, and it's a free kick to the Tigers.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Oh, he called it that way, didn't he? He signalled that way.
There was a block called on the Bolton defence on Mitch Shepherd, so he couldn't attack the footy.
Maybe I could only see one of Anthony Kerr's two arms.
Yeah, well, he had his left arm out, so it was a bit hard to see.
Thanks.
Gee, I don't really know there was a free kick there, but this could be a game changer here.
9-2, 56 plays 5-3, 33 on the siren of half-time. Shepherd, kick on goal. Shepherd is just to the right. It's a minus score ahead of the main break as the umpire signals time off. 9-3, 57, plays 5-3, 33. It's time for half-time at the footy in just a few minutes. We'll send Ollie Skelton into the two change room.